Fresh off the presses, Washington Commanders Nation. The Washington Commanders just announced the jersey schedule for 2025. So, for those fans attending any home or away games, or if you're like myself and like to coordinate with the team from the couch at the crib, we now know which day Washington is going to wear the Legacy Burgundy, the Monument White, the Super Bowl era threads, and the Battle Black uniforms. Let's talk about it. What it do and what's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your boy Rio Robinson, back with the latest and greatest on the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel, where we ramble about our Washington Commanders. Today, once again, is Wednesday, August 13th, and the team is off today. There is no practice as far as I know as of today, so it's quiet in the news sphere. I seen something that mentioned the asking price or the team's number that they're trying to reach a conclusion to the Terry McLaurin saga, but there's going to be no update on the Terry McLaurin saga today, or at least as of now, coming from this channel. So today, we're going to talk about jerseys, because on this channel, numbers matter. On-field drip, jerseys, uniforms, etc. It all matters. And any tidbit of information or new developments that come about the Washington Commanders, you know your boy's going to be here to talk about it. So we now know which dates Washington will be wearing each uniform, and we're going to break them each down separately. We all knew the Bears game week 6 was coming with the Battle Blacks. We all knew that was coming, but here's the full schedule, guys. So starting with the burgundy side of things, and I like that they're labeling. I like that we have an aesthetic and a name for each uniform. And say what you want about the uniforms, I think our uniforms are fire. And until, which I believe 2027 is the earliest, until the team and the new ownership can do a complete redesign, I think the uniform kits need to stay as you see them right now. I think the Super Bowl era threads should be used as a throwback uniform and worn 3 times a year. I think the Battle Blacks should be kept. They can be tweaked at some point. I think they should be kept for 1 game a year. I do not care. You save the traditionalist shit from the comments. I don't care. Monument White, the controversial of the 4 jerseys on the screen. I'm in the minority that loves the gradient. I don't care that they don't look like the rest of the uniforms. It gives us a fresh look, and that white on burgundy hit different watching the NFL playoffs last year. And the Legacy Burgundy. Another argument I will make, I will die on the hill of the Legacy Burgundy jerseys with the gold pants, especially if you add the stripe on the helmet. This is the best burgundy uniform that we've worn. These are considerably better than the Redskins burgundy jerseys. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. I will, even though I like the white jerseys a lot, I will let y'all have it about the white jerseys, because the Super Bowl era Jones, that shit is clean. It's a clean, simplistic, business-ass uniform. I get it. But the burgundy jerseys, that with the gold numbers, with the little mesh material and the white outline on the numbers, it perfectly includes burgundy, gold, and white on the jersey. That's a perfect looking kit. We look phenomenal at home when we wear those. So Legacy Burgundy, we'll be wearing those for the first time on the road in 2025, which is interesting. We didn't wear the burgundy and gold combo on the road, I believe, not one time last year. We'll be starting on the road week 2, Thursday night football, prime time versus Jordan Love and the Packers. You may want to pay attention to the news and updates coming out Packers camp, because Jordan Love and all his receivers have been missing time in practice. So something to keep your eyes on. And fingers crossed, I should be having Tom Grossi, which is the biggest fan content creator in all the land, coming on the channel to preview that one. So week 2, we're wearing burgundy. The next week, probably the one game I pop out to with Lil Rio in 2025, the Raiders game. Geno Smith, Pete Carroll, Ashton Genty and company, we're throwing the burgundy on gold. They're wearing their white on silver. Week 7 versus the Dallas Cowboys. Week 10, when the Lions come to town, Fox 425, America's Game of the Week, with Brady and Burkhardt on the call, just like they were in the playoff game. And Week 16, a game that I think will have many a implication on who's going to win the NFC East. Moving over to fans' least favorite uniform. Not mine, but y'all's least favorite uniform, the Monument White. Whoever named the uniforms, by the way, that's fire. I love that we're labeling and adding aesthetic to all of it. I'm a fan of that. As a content creator, I really appreciate this type of thing. Monument White. We're opening up versus the Giants in white. We wore burgundy on gold when they came to Northwest last year. We're opening up in white. White on burgundy versus the New York Giants. On the road versus the Falcons and the Chargers. Monday Night Football versus the Chiefs. We will be wearing these in the JD Cinco Invitational from Santiago Bernabeu Stadium in Spain versus the Miami Dolphins, against JJ McCarthy and the Vikings. The New York Giants, again, we're wearing white both times versus the Giants. I imagine when we play the Giants in New York, they're going to put their classic uniforms on. And the final week of the season, week 18, we'll be closing it all out against the Philadelphia Eagles. You know, we got them two times in a 3-week span. Then we got our Super Bowl era threads, the threads that we all know and believe at soonest convenience are probably going to replace the Monument White as our full-time white uniform. I want it to stay as is, but I'm also not stupid. I think we're going back to at least the white uniforms full-time, being those Super Bowl era threads you're looking at down there. First time we're wearing them, Week 9 Seattle Seahawks game. That is the Art Monk jersey retirement game. That's Sunday Night Football. Then we're wearing them again on Sunday Night Football for the Denver Broncos game. And Seattle will be wearing their throwbacks. So it's throwback versus throwback. Someone give the Broncos the call and tell them to do the same so we can get a Super Bowl jersey combination rematch type of game versus the Broncos. And then we're going to get the most classic looking Redskins versus Cowboys aesthetic on Christmas Day when Santa Claus comes to town. On Netflix, you're going to see the Super Bowl era jersey. So to close it all out, we're rocking the Battle Blacks for the 3rd year in a row versus the Chicago Bears. A tale of many sides. We've seen the black jerseys get absolutely dog walked by Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears on Amazon Prime Video a couple years ago when Sam Howell and EB were running the show here. And last year, in a game where Washington dominated the time of possession and control of the game, and then the Bears stole our hearts with a few seconds left on the clock, Jaden Daniels makes the most exciting play I've ever seen in my life from a Washington fan, completing the Hail Mary 66 yards in the air with a broken rib to Noah Brown. We get to see another saga of Chicago versus Washington. All the games are interesting when we play them. I know y'all remember the game with Carson Wentz and them. It was like 14-12 on Thursday Night Football. Then the next year, we threw the black on. They dogged us at home. I was there for that. Me and my boys were all there in Jahan Dotson garb. Very embarrassing night. And then last year, number 1 pick versus number 2 pick. We're getting another year of that, except it's going to be Ben Johnson and company this time. It's going to be personal again, because you know how he called our guys basketball guys. He left us stranded. He left us on red in the airplane while we were wheels up to come interview him for our job. He's now accepted a job. And he has now been tasked with the assignment of fixing and developing DC's own Caleb Williams. So just a rundown of when Washington will be wearing which specific uniform: the Legacy Burgundy, the Monument White, the Super Bowl era white, and the black jerseys. I'm going to wrap this one up, because if I start rambling for 15 to 20 minutes plus about uniforms, y'all going to be like, this dude is absolutely wildin'. Appreciate y'all for rocking with the channel. If you haven't got your tickets yet, Commanders Kings Live, that's me, Ed, Louis T, and Rico from Street Scores, August 24th, Crystal City Sports Bar, 5 p.m. The doors open. Tickets are $45. We got about 30 tickets available for that one. Ticket required for entry. Crystal City Sports Pub once again. And thank you again to today's sponsor, SeatGeek, for sponsoring this video. Use promo code RIO for any and all ticket purchases you're going to have to make in the year of 2025, whether that's home, whether that's away. Do it with SeatGeek. Matter of fact, let me let you hear it on the way out. I've been looking to find the best deal on Washington Commanders tickets for the 2025 season, which is why I want to give the sponsor of today's video, SeatGeek, a huge shout out. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sporting events, festivals, and more. The NFL is right around the corner, and MLB is in full swing. I love using SeatGeek. Recently used it, lock in my training camp tickets. Most notably, I was at the Grand National Tour with my son, Kendrick Lamar, and SZA at Northwest Stadium. SeatGeek has your back. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 through 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. So look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. And you know I had to come through for y'all using promo code RIO for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code RIO. RIO. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the